Right guys, today is all going to be about contact, hitting the centre of the face. We're going to be discussing something called covering the golf ball, and I'm going to share with you two amazing drills to really help you cover the ball correctly. Now, what do I mean by that? You could take it in two terms. So covering the golf ball could be that we're getting over the golf ball from a lateral point of view, i.e. getting my chest over the golf ball this way that I'm not hanging back. I'm actually going to discuss it in terms of this movement. This is what we don't want to see, our chest moving up and away, our head moving backwards, our spine angle is being lost. And this is what I see for a lot of golfers. And what they tend to struggle with when they get that movement is weak toe contacts. So when they hit the toe, the club face will twist open. That will generally cause a ball flight that's going to go weak and right. It could create more of a hook, especially with a wood. But either way, you're going to be losing some distance and the quality of strike is not going to feel right. Now, covering the golf ball. So what do we want to do? We want to see at impact that we've maintained our spine angle. What we actually see with most of the elite golfers is their spine angle with a mid-iron that I've got here, a 7-iron, starts at about 55 degrees. But actually impact with the majority of elite golfers, they've gone this way closer to 40, 45 degrees. What do we see with most amateur golfers? Their spine angle being lost and actually moving from 55 to 75. So if we can maintain our spine angle, great, but for many golfers to achieve that, they've really got to feel this. And I would describe this as a bowing motion. So I almost want those golfers to feel like they are tilting this way, sticking their bum out, bending forwards. And as I said, I have two amazing drills. So we're going to jump into drill number one. So the first drill I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to grip way down the shaft. So I'm going to come down to the very bottom of the handle. I'm even actually going to get my index finger of my trail hand here actually onto the steel of the shaft or the graphite of the shaft. So way down the handle by a good sort of 5 inches or so. Now I'm not going to compensate and get any closer to the golf ball or bend anymore. So I'm going to set up as normal, then I'm going to slide the club through my hand. So I'm going to maintain my normal spine angle. I'm not going to adjust. And that's going to mean the club is way above the ground. And visually as I look at it, the ball is out towards the toe of the golf club because the club has moved towards me. Again, I'm not going to compensate for that. I'm going to make a normal backswing, but in the downswing, what I want to feel is that I am going this way, bowing downwards for the king in the downswing. This type of motion, okay? Now you can see that's having the effect of pushing my tailbone back and getting my head going forward. So I'm actually almost lengthening my spine, whereas I see so many golfers doing this type of movement into impact. So from here, can I make a normal backswing and then hit the ball? Now you might well end up like I am here, quite down in the finish position. I feel like it's quite a curtailed, shortened finish position because I'm over exaggerating. But what you can see here is I'm really still tilted over and I actually managed to get pretty good strike there. You know, I've hit that, it flown 140, finished at 150 and pretty straight. I would definitely take it for a 7-iron doing that drill. But the speed and the power doesn't matter. So if you want to start slower, start slower. Don't feel like you've got to do this at flat out pace. Now, I just want to give you a word of warning. As a fault or a cheat, if you like, that golfers would make with this is they'll try and get to the golf ball by bending the knees more. But those players will tend to catch the ground early, a little bit heavy. So the movement definitely needs to feel more of a bowing motion this way, like my head is going towards the ball and my bum is going back. Normal backswing and then bow. And that was great contact again. So it's a really good one to feel this type of movement. Now, with a drill, this is a drill that's getting you to over-exaggerate motion. So I'm not suggesting we need to be that far down. But if you are a player where you're going this way into impact, you absolutely want to practice the opposite movement, exaggerate some of those practice feels. I have for you drill number 2 that's really going to work also on the driving range. So drill number 2 is going to look a little strange, right? But if you put your golf bag out in front of you and then you just shove some pipe lagging or a pool noodle, something quite soft over the end of the golf club, or I've just put here an alignment stick into a swing plate, which could be through a range bucket or something along those lines, or into the turf, and then again something soft over the end of it. And it is going to look a bit odd. Now we've got two ways of doing this. We either just make sure there is light contact between my head and the tubing and I maintain that, or I start slightly away from it, and again this is the exaggerated version, and I feel like in the downswing I move towards it. Now I'm not going to get this on the launch monitor. Rather than faff around and try and get it in the right position, I've just got the tubing here, so we're just going to be more looking at the visual of the swing. But let me go ahead and see if I can hit one. And again, that felt really solid. I'm hoping you can hear the quality of that strike. And I do again feel quite curtailed. I actually do want this big tall finish, but I think when you're trying to exaggerate this motion and feel like you stay there, you're probably going to end up a little short in the finish position. That's fine. Now actually I went for their head touching, and I felt like it came away a little bit in the backswing, but I managed to hit it again in the downswing, and that's absolutely fine. I do not mind if there's a little bit of movement up and away to extend the chest, as long as we can come back down to that movement. We're either going to maintain or we're going to move a little bit up and then a little bit down. That could help us generate some more speed for sure. Whichever, you know, as long as we're in the right position at impact and we can consistently do that. Let's finish with one last shot. I'm going to make this a little tougher, and I'm going to leave a little gap. And I'm just going to feel like I move towards it in the downswing. That was good again. So left that little gap, but moved towards it in the downswing by really covering the golf ball, maintaining my posture effectively at impact. And that's going to start to give you what I was getting a lot of there, those centered contacts that we're really looking for. So if you're struggling with your strike, give those drills a go on the driving range, on the practice area. If this video does help, do me a favor, smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this.